Hope you're having an amazing evening. Later in the show, we will have a new investigation that we've been working on about a term called excited delirium. It's used by law enforcement and coroners as a cause of death, normally seen in cases involving law enforcement restraints. And now California might be outlawing the term. So we'll have that coming up in about 12 minutes or so. But first, let's get you caught up on some of the news of the day. One of the biggest headlines is that extreme heat that's coming. This is something to take very seriously. We're talking about temperatures that might soar past 110 degrees in some places. There is a threat of wildfires and problems with the power grid, though government officials believe the lights will stay on. But many places are making adjustments ahead of the heat. So the Sacramento Zoo is closing early tomorrow. Then we have the Placer County. They are shutting down Hidden Falls Regional Park. And then coming up in just a minute, we are looking at some of the changes for the State Fair that's opening this weekend. But first, let's go ahead and get you over to meteorologist Carly Gomez with the timing of all of this triple-digit heat. Carly, what are we expecting it?
Well, the timing, it's happening tomorrow is that first day of triple-digit heat. We are looking at the Big Mountain backyard right now, and temperatures are in the mid-90s from Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, and Marysville, with 79 degrees in Tahoe and sunshine. As we take a look at the highs today, we're right around 95 for Sacramento, 96 in Marysville, 99 for the high in Stockton, with 96 in Fairfield. So not quite those triple digits just yet, but they were really close in Stockton and Oroville. We are expecting the triple digit heat to arrive tomorrow. Now, an excessive heat warning up and down the state through the desert Southwest, including areas around the coast, up into the foothills. That goes into effect Saturday, 11 a.m. until Sunday, 11 p.m. So yeah, although it's 2 days of excessive heat warning, that means those temperatures could be anywhere from 105 to 112 for those spots. But we are expecting triple digit heat from Friday all the way through Monday at least. So expect to see the heat at least for 4 days straight. And overnight lows, they're very warm. We're only looking at temperatures in those upper 60s and low 70s, not too much relief overnight. The high pressure system sitting in the desert Southwest and Southern California is expected to expand as it grows there over our California region, creating that heat dome and that ridge overhead. The temperatures expected to intensify on Saturday and Sunday. As we look into our evening hours, we're going to see temperatures dropping into the mid to maybe low 60s if we're lucky early into the morning hours. But again, moving into the weekend, these numbers are going to be closer to about upper 60s, low 70s for the overnight low into the weekend. And as we move into tomorrow morning, we're expecting sunshine and the heat is on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, triple digits for that state fair. We'll see about 106, 109, 108. That means some areas could push even 110. And we're looking at desert spots like Palm Springs that could get as high as 122 degrees.
Thanks, Carly. And as she just mentioned, the State Fair opens tomorrow at Cal Expo. Organizers of the Fair and Food Festival say that they are already prepared to keep people cool in this extreme heat. Our Roxanne Elias was at Cal Expo today to learn about what they're doing this year. Roxanne?
Alex, we're just a few hours from the State Fair opening its doors. Now, when we think of an event like this, we think of safety, being outside, and of course, the heat is a big factor in that. But the California State Fair wants you to know it's pulling all the strings that it can to ensure that no one will melt out here. Excitement is brewing as the California State Fair and Food Festival is set to open its doors. It's happening in the middle of a heat wave here in Sacramento. Cal Expo CEO Tom Martinez says they're aware and are investing in keeping people cool. And in case anything happens, EMTs will be on the fairgrounds ready to respond to any heat-related illnesses. Before it gets to that point, organizers say you should look out for each other and monitor any changes.
We have some cooling stations. And yes, I had to bring that up because I did see the forecast this weekend. These cooling stations, there are 4 of them spread out in designated areas where there's high traffic and people need a break.
You can already start planning to come to the fair tomorrow by planning to wear light-colored, lightweight clothing. You can also drink a lot of water, stay hydrated before you come out here. And once you are on the grounds, you are allowed to bring 1 unopened bottled water indoors. Alex, back to you in studio.
And you already know we will keep you informed as we inch closer to that extreme heat. You can also download the free ABC 10 app for a closer look at temperatures in your area. It is free on your device's app store. All right, there's been a lot going on today, so here are some of the other stories that we've been talking about. An 8-year-old was shot and killed by her father. Modesto police swarmed this neighborhood last night after someone called 911 saying that the girl's father was making suicidal threats. And police say he shot and killed his daughter before he shot himself. He is now in critical condition, and court records show that he was in court earlier in the day after his wife filed for divorce. She accused him of domestic violence and filed a temporary restraining order. And the FDA just approved the first over-the-counter birth control pill. That means that people can get it without a prescription, and there is no age restrictions. It's called the O pill, and it will be available starting next year. Actors are going on strike, and this was the scene in Hollywood today. The SAG-AFTRA union that represents actors in TV and film and streaming voted to authorize the strike, and two big reasons why the union and the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers can't make a deal is over the threat of artificial intelligence and residuals from streaming.
We're asking for fairness, to be treated like humans. The things that the actors are asking for is common sense.
There's a level of expectation that they have that is just not realistic. And they are adding to a set of challenges that this business is already facing.
How does this business impact California? Well, many shows and movie productions have already stopped since writers went on strike at the beginning of May. Coming up onto the point, an ABC 10 investigation into a theory used by law enforcement agencies and coroners as a cause of death. What is excited delirium and why it might be outlawed in the state? And it's summer travel season. The Sacramento airport just saw one of its busiest days yet. What the TSA now wants you to know if you are using their security lanes. Well, you can go ahead and cue the incredible images of the beaches. The Sacramento International Airport just announced nonstop service from SMF to Miami International Airport. American Airlines will start the nonstop flights on December 21st, just in time for Christmas. And the flights go on sale this Saturday. And in your price points, summer travel season is officially underway. SMF gathered news outlets at the airport today to announce this travel season is going to be a very busy one. So the TSA says that on June 30th, the Friday going into the July 4th weekend, was the busiest day ever for the airport. The TSA screened more than 22,000 people that day alone. With people traveling in record numbers, it is a good idea to make sure you plan ahead.
It's busy. We know that travelers are a key part of keeping our operations efficient, making sure that they arrive at the airport early and that they arrive prepared for every step of the travel process.
Also announced today are the changes in the TSA pre-check screening process. Passengers 17 and younger can now go through the TSA pre-check lane if they are traveling on the same itinerary as a parent or guardian with TSA pre-check. All right, coming up after the break, our ABC 10 Originals investigation into the theory excited delirium. We're back after this.
Four police officers at one time were on him. I think they said it was like 800 pounds on top of him. I don't know why they had to do that when he was face down on the ground with his hands handcuffed behind his back.
An Elk Grove widow is remembering her husband who died in the hands of police in a prone position. He is one of hundreds of cases that we looked into in a joint investigation with our sister station KUSA out in Denver. And this investigation began in 2020 after the death of George Floyd. We found a pattern nationwide when officers' weight is applied to a person being detained on their back in a prone position and the person cannot breathe, causing what's called positional asphyxia. In California alone in 2019, there were about 280 use of force incidents that resulted in serious bodily injury or death. And now we're uncovering another correlation between in custody deaths and the classification of these deaths. It's known as the term excited delirium. Investigative reporter Andy Judson joins us with more.
Yeah, Alex, the American Medical Association and American Psychiatry Association cannot tell you what excited delirium is. That's because they say it's not a real diagnosis. But those who do believe in the theory say signs of it are bizarre behavior and extreme strength. In short, the body gets so worked up that it shuts down. Now, we want to warn you that some of the images in the story are hard to watch, but the family wanted us to show them in hopes of bringing justice for their son. They're fighting the excited delirium theory after law enforcement said their son died of it.
A beloved big brother and son.
He loves to animate people and make people dance or make people sing.
A Navy veteran.
he felt like what he was doing was really important.
An artist.
You know, just some of the stuff that he made.
30-year-old Angelo Quinto had many titles, but one his family never thought he'd have is victim.
We gotta go back that way. We gotta go eat first.
A 911 call for help led to this.
I was in the room. I was watching.
Angelo's mother, the woman who brought him into the world,
does he have a pulse?
Watched as he was taken out of it.
Oh my God, seriously?
To explain how we got here, let's go back.
So, hey.
Through Angelo's own words.
I left the Bay Area because I was dealing with a lot of my own stuff.
He was assaulted on the Berkeley-Oakland border. He woke up in the hospital. He had no memory of that day. After that, he had some instances of being really paranoid.
He moved home to Antioch, in with his mother and sister.
And now I feel like I'm coming back to my own, I guess, in a way.
But he continued to struggle infrequently with intense bouts of paranoia.
No. There was only my mom and I.
God, my brother's being aggressive. We just need him. Your brother what? Being aggressive.
He does not know what's going on. But what if, he accidentally hurts us and then he's so afraid that he doesn't call anybody for help?
Okay, the police are coming. They're coming. Can you open the door and go wait outside to show the officers where he's at?
His head was on my shoulder and I was a bear hug.
Thank you. Sorry. You're welcome. It's okay.
But by the time Antioch police officers got there, Cassandra said she'd been able to both comfort and control Angelo.
When the officers came in, they asked who was the call even for. Was it for your mom or your brother?
Yet Antioch police officers took Angelo from his mother and held him down in a prone position.
He had said, please don't kill me, please don't kill me.
What happened?
Cassandra started recording towards the end of the incident, leaving her phone on the bed. And we were showing portions of the incident because the family hopes it will bring justice, as well as awareness to how Angelo died.
Well, that recording only caught at least the last 4.5 minutes of the restraint after he was already unresponsive.
One officer was kneeling on the back of his neck, got tired, and was replaced the same position even after I asked them if he was asleep.
Angelo, is he on any medication?
Not that I know of. Come on, can you take him, please? Please.
I knew when I saw him when they flipped him over, I knew he was dead.
The day after that, we heard for the first time the term excited delirium.
Excited delirium. That was the cause of Angelo's death, Contra Costa County's coroner determined.
What is that?
To believers, excited delirium can be marked by agitation, aggression, high body temperature, and, on occasion, sudden death. In short, the body can get so worked up and so excited, the heart stops and the person dies. Now, our investigation found that excited delirium has been named as the cause of death for a number of cases just like Angelo's. The problem is that a number of experts say excited delirium is not a real condition.
Why is it that excited delirium is coming up almost exclusively in the context of restraint deaths? It's got to be more than a coincidence.
After studying excited delirium, the Nobel Peace Prize-winning organization Physicians for Human Rights called it scientifically meaningless and a way to justify aggressive police tactics.
Excited delirium is not a valid medical or psychiatric diagnosis and should not be used as a cause of death.
They're not alone in this opinion. In fact, leading medical organizations like the American Psychiatric Association, World Health Organization, and American Medical Association do not even recognize excited delirium as a condition. California Assembly member and former law enforcement officer Mike Gibson agrees.
And I will conclude that it's made up to cover up.
While death by excited delirium is not all that common, it is happening across the nation.
There's some research done about 166 people who have been characterized as dying from excited delirium.
One of them being Angelo. Now, in Contra Costa County, the sheriff also acts as the coroner. His office determined that Angelo died from excited delirium, but when the family commissioned a separate autopsy from a private forensic pathologist, he determined Angelo died from positional asphyxia.
Please, I can't breathe.
Positional asphyxia became widely known after the murder of George Floyd in 2020, when a police officer in Minnesota kept his weight on Floyd for over 9 minutes. But this restraint has also killed others. Here in Northern California,
He's turning blue, dude. Hey. Roll over right now.
as well as across the nation.
Can you breathe?
People dying when they shouldn't be. That's because nearly 2 decades ago, the U.S. Department of Justice issued a warning that officers should get suspects off their stomachs after handcuffing them because of the risk of positional asphyxia. It's an alarming practice that has led to many deaths nationwide, a finding from our investigation led by our sister station, KUSA in Denver.
We now know of at least 107 deaths that followed prone restraint since 2010. There are likely many more.
One of these cases, his family says, is Angelo's.
It seemed to us clear there was an asphyxiation death even then.
When they have nothing else, they say excited delirium.
Because of Angelo, Bella and her parents have set their minds to ending excited delirium as an accepted cause of death.
I want Angela's case to be the last excited delirium case.
Gibson and Angelo's family partnered to create the bill AB 360.
Let the chips fall where they may. If the police is at fault, let's call for it.
It's a first. No city or state has outlawed excited delirium.
California leads the way.
And while the bill has a long journey to become law, it's received bipartisan support. He hopes Governor Newsom signs it later this year.
You used to live in the same house where it occurred, you know? What's that like for you?
This is also a place where he had a new beginning. That comforting place where he was alive. That's the energy that we feel here, not from his death.
Progress every day is the main goal.
Angelo's not here to tell his story, so we're here to tell his story. We are his voice.
Now, AB 360, the bill that would ban the use of excited delirium, was recently approved by the California Judiciary Committee with a unanimous vote. And just on Monday, it was sent to the Senate Appropriations Committee. There's a strong bipartisan support for it, and it could go to the governor's desk to sign. Now, Alex, we also reached out to the Antioch police asking for an interview. They declined and also did not send us a statement.
Yeah, and I do want to mention that some of the images were hard to watch, and to minimize harm and avoid triggering people, we decided not to show the most graphic parts of the video where Angelo was seen being detained by those officers. But I do want to mention that, Andy, your investigation really looked at cases nationwide, and you were able to help create kind of a first of its kind database with cases from around the country. Do you know of any other cases here in Northern California that are similar to Angelo's case?
Yeah, absolutely. In the last 10 years, actually, we know of 2 excited delirium deaths in Sacramento County alone, and 1 in Stanislaus County and 6 in Contra Costa County, one of which was Angelo. So we're continuing to build that national database and investigate each one of those deaths. And just 2 months ago, the National Association of Medical Examiners, which creates guidance for coroners across the United States, announced they do not endorse the use of excited delirium as a cause of death. And that will make it much harder for coroners to use the term. And also, if AB 360 passes, we'll likely start to see fewer and fewer cases that say excited delirium as a cause of death.
Yeah, and stay tuned because Andy will be back with us tomorrow for part 2 of this investigation right here at 6:30 on To The Point. We're back after this. Before we go, let's check out that 10-day forecast. For the next 4 days, we are seeing triple-digit heat, so make sure that you take care of yourself, check on loved ones, and stay hydrated. And you already know if there's something you want us to look into, make sure you reach out to me and the team. You can always email us at tothepoint@abc10.com. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Alex. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I really love hearing from everyone, and I hope that you'll stay in touch. Reach out to me on Facebook at AlexBellTV, or you can email me at tothepoint@abc10.com, or you can even send me a text message at 916-321-3310.